Hey guys, welcome to the Vault. We are back with some more exclusive content. Today we are reviewing a brand new product called the HatPal, and Pierre's going to take us through it.
Yeah, so I think, listen, this thing, we were sent these things um, just recently. One's called the Homespot and one's called the Companion. They're basically this two-part solution that's offered by the HatPal. Um, it's by two gentlemen by the name of David and Marco that were looking for unique and cool ways to kind of keep their hats kind of safe as they were both at home or on the move. And I think this is going to be pretty cool. Now, I am like you. I haven't opened these, like I said,
Mhm.
but I think it's going to be an interesting product to take a look at. But first, I think we should talk a little bit about Kickstarter because that's kind of the umbrella this is under. Do you want to take people through that, Leon?
Yeah, basically, I'll give you guys the hat version of it. We're all talking to hat collectors. Basically, Kickstarter, the equivalent in the hat world would be taking a pre-order, but not charging the clients until they've met their minimum. So
Mhm.
basically, you're funding and you're buying into or pledging that you will buy the product, and once the project has hit its goal, they start making it. So it's very
Yeah.
exciting. So they're about to start their Kickstarter program.
Yeah, and this kind of thing I love because it's not about big corporate America throwing a product out there. These are like grassroots type creators that are looking to take a grand idea that they've kind of developed and put it into motion without all that financial backing that normally exists with big corporations.
Mhm.
However, it is dependent upon whether or not people kind of pledge money to help make it happen. Um, but I think it's a really cool way to kind of get a cool idea off and running. A lot of great stuff has come from Kickstarter.
Yep.
Um, but with that, I think the best way to kind of start before we jump into our actual product review is to show a video from HatPal. So why don't you guys just take a look at this video and we'll be back with you shortly.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Now that we've seen that video, that was pretty cool, right, Pierre? That was
Yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
think. Listen, I think there's some cool uses, but it's one thing to see it in a video. Let's see if it actually holds true,
Okay,
right? Because I
perfect.
mean, you see that stuff. There's plenty of videos I've seen that have been great, and then when you use the product, it's not the same. So I guess we can get a good feel for it here. And for those that out there watching right now, I know Leon's opened his. I haven't opened mine. I haven't even played with these yet. So basically what you end up having is there's two things. Well, there's four things. So you've got these little guys here, which are little magnets. Now, Leon, I don't think got this, but I got a snapback one as well. So there's one for fitteds and there's one for snapbacks,
Yep.
right? And then you get this, which is
And
the
the lining.
companion. This is the companion, right? And then you get the home spot. So there's two different kinds, like you saw in that video. So that's basically the four items you need. Now, let's start here. So we're going to take this package, right? Which is, I'm going to do the metal ones first, which the ones that have that kind of shine to it. Those are for fitteds.
Yep.
So I'm going to take that out. Leon, you're going to take yours out, right? There's 2 of them in the pack, so that these are. You know what's interesting about these too, Leon? You could probably leave one in your wallet. That's how small and thin they are.
And like if you have a place to keep your coins in your car, just throw it in there.
But I'm gonna take the fitted, right? And basically on that New Era tag, well, actually you can't really do it right there. I'm gonna fold that in. I'm gonna put this over there.
Live TV, right?
They are a little snug. The clip, but obviously you want the clip snug. So you pull up on the clip a little bit. Oops.
You don't want it kind of moving around.
No.
Yeah, so we got it installed into the sweatband. I don't think you'll feel it much.
Well, let's try it. Try it on. Tell me if you do. I'm gonna get mine on here still, because you have to spread the metal
Yeah, I don't feel it
a little bit to get it on here.
I don't feel it at all. It doesn't really bunch. It doesn't make your hat any smaller, so it won't affect the sizing.
So I got mine in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So mine's in there.
Yeah, mine too.
I'm not gonna take my hat off, but I'm gonna take your word for it. You don't really feel it, right?
No, it doesn't make your hat smaller. It's not even. It's like not even there. I mean,
so it's in there, and you don't see it at all, right? So it's just basically right behind the batterman.
Yep.
On the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you probably did it the other way though, right? You put the clip on the inside and the smooth part on the outside, right?
No.
You put the smooth side on the inside?
Yes, because I feel like that has to touch the magnet more.
That magnet's strong as hell. I bet you can do the smooth side out.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the smooth side out because I think and it's way easier to put on too.
So I did it this way.
Yeah,
we did it the opposite way. So we'll see.
But this is smoother though. Like you don't feel it at all with the
Nothing.
All right. Try it the other way, Leon. Tell me if you feel anything.
All right.
I think we should just be thorough, make sure. Because they don't really show that in the video either.
No, I don't think so.
I put it smooth side out. It was easier to put on, and it feels like it might not hurt you.
Okay, got it.
Got it on there?
No difference.
No difference. Okay.
You don't feel it.
All right, cool. So what I'm going to do is, because I have the snapback here, Leon, very few snapbacks in my collection, but I'll pull out a Jackie Robinson snapback from a few years back.
Happy belated, Jackie.
Yep. I'm going to put on the snapback one. So basically, yeah, the metal part's there. So I'm going to put this on. Yeah, it fits on nice and smooth. So basically, just snap it off, then you put this on there.
Yeah.
It's got the little magnet right there. Okay.
So that'll work with snapbacks and strapbacks, although that's not really what we wear. But
that's not where we were. But for the sake of the folks out there, Yeah. So we got this one and we got the snapback one. All right. So now let's do the home spot first, right?
Okay. So this is interesting. It comes with 2. So
it comes.
Piece of foam to keep it out nice.
So what else is it?
Instructions. Keep parts separate from each other. Strong attraction.
Comes with a HatPal sticker.
All right. So
so the home spot is very simple here. This is not very difficult.
Yeah.
Now what I did. So we talked to Marco and David, right? And they talked to us about the final version of the product. You won't just have 2-way tape. Oh shoot, these magnets are strong.
Oh, yeah, they are strong. I was telling you the other day.
Yeah, these are strong magnets, dude.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
Nope. That's why I had that.
So they're going to change the 2-way.
So here's rule number 1, right?
Yeah.
Don't take that foam out from the middle because you're going to really struggle to get these apart. It took a little muscle there to get that apart, but
yeah.
You've got this little piece now, right? and there's two-way tape here. The final product, you'll have either that, or you'll have like a screw that goes into the wall. Like you'll be able to screw it into the wall. So they wanted to kind of make the product a little bit more, I guess, stable when putting it on a wall. But that anyone who knows that 3M two-way tape sticks very nicely to walls, and it's not like there's a lot of weight to these, right?
No, I worry about
hat. It's a hat.
Yeah, I worry about multiple pulls. The two-way tape might not hold over time, but we'll see.
For me, I'm going to use these things, but I think I would use the screws and put them near the door. I'll get into that after, right?
Yeah.
But so now you've got this thing, right? And it's affixed to the wall, right? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You can get your hat off there super easy.
Oh yeah. Now it doesn't even matter if it's front ways or backwards.
No, it doesn't even. No, it doesn't matter.
And it doesn't take a lot to separate them. Actually,
no, but it's not gonna. But it's not gonna. It's not falling off.
Yeah, it's not falling off. So picture this: you got them on the wall. You hang them. You can hang your hat there. So
look, I mean, I'm gonna take a risk here.
I mean, you can hang it.
Put it right there, right? On my. Now, obviously, you're supposed to let this sit there for a minute, right? But let's see. Can you see it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Done.
Done.
Right.
Want to take it off? Look how easy that was, Leon.
Yeah, I might hang a permanent hat.
So you and I, there's no way we're doing this for every one of our hats, but let's say you and I have, I'll speak for myself here, right? Let's say I have
like a beater. Like a beater.
A beater, or like, there's a Red Sox wool hat that I wear all the time if I'm just going in and out, right? Keep one of these by the door, boom, right there. Look. Or we're going to get into the companion in a second, which I hope is as cool as these. But let's say the night before, I'm a creature of routine, right, Leon? I'm figuring out what I'm going to wear tomorrow. I'm like, all right, I'm going to wear this hat. I'm going to get the little metal HatPal piece into the fitted, right? And then right near the door on my way out, where I leave my keys and whatnot, this will be right there. I leave in the morning, boom, got the hat.
You're up. Yeah.
Then we've got this little guy, the companion, right?
Yep.
So you got the magnet in your hat for the day. You're waiting for your day to begin. Now let's get into the companion. How's that sound?
Let's do it. The companion's a little bit different. It only comes with one, but it's much more portable.
Oh yeah. Yep. So this one comes with this little. These are tiny too, which is pretty cool. You could throw this in your pocket. Yeah. Right.
Throw it on a travel bag.
This is so easy, dude. Look, it's in there. You got the string, and these are two. Look at that.
They're all magnets.
Yep, everything's magnet. So if you want. I don't know if I have a good thing to show it on, but let's say, I don't know.
I got something to show it on.
Yeah, you do? Let's show it.
Yeah. So the main use I think this will have is for the car. You know, with the car, we're driving all the time, or we're wearing hats all the time. But you don't always wear a hat while you're driving. So I always take my hat off when I'm driving. Yeah. It goes on my dashboard. Yeah. Dashboard could get dusty, could fall off if you brake hard. It's not stable, whatever. Yeah. But like, let's picture this as the headrest. Usually people have two headrests. So what you would do is you take the companion and you hook it around, and now all of a sudden it's you have something to use. Yeah. And then you just hang it on the back of your car. On the back of your hat. Now it hangs. So now your hat there's no risk of someone riding shotgun and sitting on your hat. Yeah. There's not a risk of you having something in your car squish your hat. This could always just be in your car. I think I'm going to leave this in my car. No, there's this. I'm going to have, I think for now, because I've only got these, right? Because the rest are going to be in a giveaway that we're going to talk about. Yeah. But mine, those two are going to go by the door, right? Mm-hmm. Going to go by the door, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of these with me. So
very simply, if I want, this is very easy, just so people know, like you're just pulling these out. That's it.
Yeah.
And then if it's in the car, all you're doing is this, look.
Yeah.
And your hat's not getting dusty. If like you saw in the video, there's so many different uses for this. So like if you're playing a pickup basketball game, you brought your hat with you, you just hang it from the fence.
Yeah, hang it on your backpack, whatever.
Whatever, man. Your backpack too, yeah, anything.
You go to Ruth Chris and they make you take your hat off, you know.
When you and I first saw these, right, Leon, we were like, I don't know about these. And then now that I've gotten some time to play with them, I think they're incredible. These are useful. They're useful.
Yeah.
They're useful.
I mess with this.
Yeah, there's the only thing I'll say, the only con in all of this is I do want these to have screws.
Okay.
I do. This will stick to the wall. I've used this kind of tape before. If you got to let it sit there, you got a good amount of pressure, let it sit there for a little while. It's going to stick to the wall. That's one con. The other con is these magnets are super strong, guys. So I don't know if you watch this. I can already feel it.
Yeah, buzzing.
Yep. Look, and then when you try to get it off, you gotta fight to get these off, man.
Yeah, they're strong magnets.
Yeah, you see it.
Don't have them near. You said don't have them near your phone, right? Mess up your phone or your hard drive.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I don't want to state that because I'm not really sure, but
yeah.
I will say that these things are. Oh, see, that's the con. The only thing about these things is keep them away from each other. Yeah, you might lose a finger, but no, you're not gonna lose a finger. But you know what I mean. You got to be careful with these things because the magnets are pretty strong. I think it's safe to say, I'm not gonna speak for you, Leon. I recommend these.
Yeah, heavy duty. They don't feel like they're cheaply made. My only con is I think I'm gonna need to buy a ton of these because I'll probably, just to kind of work them into your rotation. You might want to get like a bigger pack. Maybe you put your 5 or your 10 most worn hats. Just keep them in there. That way you're not.
Yeah. Well, and if you're someone who has like 10 hats, Leon, this is a feasible option for you. Like all of it is like to do all your hats like this. It really is because it's kind of cool. You're just like, you pull the hat off. But for me, like I'm just going to go through my use case one more time because this is how I'm going to use it. Right. Mm-hmm. Is when I always pick out my hat the night before. Always do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the metal piece in there. Right. And then I'm going to pop the hat up on the home spot. Right. I leave for work. Hat goes on. This thing's with me. Now I'm not going to be like you and just leave it in my car. I'm going to use it in the car, but I'm going to bring it with me.
Bring it to work.
Bring it to work when I go out to eat, something like that. I'm going to bring it with me, but at the end of the day, there's going to be a good routine around it. Now, when I get home, I'm going to take the metal thing out, put it right with my keys.
I think the big thing for me now that I'm thinking about it, once the world opens up, this is a perfect thing you could bring on vacation because the big thing with fitted hats that is a drawback compared to snapback hats is you can't really hook it anywhere. You can't really reliably store your hat anywhere when you're not wearing it for a fitted hat. A snapback, you can kind of, unbuckle it, stick it to your backpack, and you're off and whatever. I think this is going to be a really good thing to travel with.
I agree. Listen, I recommend it. Do you recommend it, Leon?
Yeah, definitely. It's something that will take a little bit getting used to, but once it's in your routine and once you have the habit built, I think this is going to be a fun product. That
you're also going to build up some muscle. Because I've had to try to take this thing off of different things multiple times now.
I can't wait for these guys to get off the ground. So shout out to David and Marco. So
yeah, this is great stuff, guys, and thanks for sharing your product with us. Thanks for allowing us the time to review it. This is good stuff. I like it. And I don't recommend things just to recommend them. That. I've said a lot of things about a lot of different products, but this one is one that I think is pretty cool. So
most definitely.
Yeah. So Leon, why don't you take us away?
Yeah. Make sure you guys like, rate, review, subscribe. Make sure you guys do check out these cool guys, the HatPal. Until then, stay fitted. We'll catch you guys soon.
See you, everybody.